to write the solution on your own, given that you follow this particular video very thoroughly and understand the concepts. You should follow the direction in how you should analyze the problem. That will be very helpful for you to solve many more questions on your own. Okay, let's have a look of the question statement itself before thinking of the solution. The question is as stated, extract the highest salary person of each department along with name, department name, and department head. To rephrase it, it is asking you that go ahead and pull out the details of all the employees who are having highest salary. Now, what is the definition of highest salary? At what level do you want to pull out? So that depends. So as per this question, you have to pull out the persons from by each department. What that means? In every department, there could be one person holding the highest salary within that department. You have to pull the details of that person. But that's not straightforward. We please understand few other scenarios likely to happen. One could be that, okay, in a department, there can be more than one person sharing the same salary, and that's the highest salary. So that means in a department, you have two persons with the highest salary. Now, the question here is, do you want to pull the details out for both of them, or do you have to show in your final pulled out data only the details of the one single employee? In that case, let's say a scenario, if you have to show all the persons sharing the same salary within a department, then I think that's straightforward. You will not have to worry much. But if you have to pull out only one person detail, now the question you should ask here is, okay, so on what criteria should I pull out one particular detail out of many details? So there are multiple ways. You really have to ask that question with your department or with your team if you're working in a company. Mostly it's found that it goes on name. So if let's say a person, there are multiple persons and they are having some names, so you just sort the name of the employees in alphabetical order and pull the first one out. Or there could be another criteria of defining the first person or second person, and that could be maybe the date of joining. Whoever joined first, just pull out the detail of that person and leave for the rest. Or there could be some other criteria, maybe by age. So that totally depends on problem statement. Which criteria do you want to use to define the first or second in the sequence? Hopefully that's clear. Okay, now the next question comes, what could be the use case of doing this exercise? Well, it can be a lot, and you can use it in a different way depending on what's your problem statement and how. Okay, one example I could be like, let's say your organization is going to give some promotion this time. So while doing that, the person wants to, or the organization do not want to give the promotion for those who are already not getting the highest salary. So you maybe have to extract out the details of this employees and rest all you have to pick up. Another application could be, let's say your organization, mostly all the IT companies do yearly layoff or firing of their few employees out of budget constraint. So if it's out of budget constant, mostly they try to target the employees with the highest salary bucket, right? And if it's some distant performance, then of course salary does not matter. But you can think in context of on basis of high salary. So you have to pull out the details of all the employees from every department having the highest salary, and those all will be fired off. Could be, right? Yeah. So that's the problem statement. Hopefully it's clear. I'm rephrasing it. You have to pull out the details of the employees from each department who are having the highest salary in the given department. Okay, and please understand, in a department there can be more than one person holding a higher salary, or there can be minimum one person. So now, do you need to pull out the details of all employees if there are more than one? That you have to first get it clarified. If you have to, then we have to do some additional step to handle it. Okay, and also depending on how many departments you have in your organization, so many minimum employees should come out. Okay, yeah. So yes, so please have a look to the details. It is asking one more. You have to pull out the name of the employee which is holding the highest salary in the given department name, right? So what's the name of the department in which the person belongs to, and then department head. Okay, now this is conceptual. Let's go and see the data, how our data is stored in the tables. Okay, so let's assume these two informations are particularly distributed across two tables. As you see, the first in the employee table and the second in the department table. In the employee table, there could be many more details, but minimum these are the details we have. That's ID. ID is of int type, and it's a primary key in the given table. If you understand RDBMS, then you'll understand what a primary key is, what's its significance in a table. But if you don't understand, that's okay. You just go and Google out what a primary key is. That should be sufficient, but you don't have to be very technical about it. Here the ID represents employee unique ID. Okay, so every employee gets a unique employee ID, right, in organizations. So you can think of that. The name, which is n varchar of 50 length. So basically it's a name. It has another column called name, and which will basically store the data in as a character or a string. Then the third column in the table is a gender, and the fourth one is salary, and the fifth one is department ID. So every employee must be tagged with one department ID. Correct. So what is the current department ID to which a particular employee is tagged with? That will be populated here. Now please understand, there could be another scenario. You know, in life cycle, possibly an employee can switch the departments, right? Maybe last year he was working with HR department, and this year he came to technical department. So there can be an employee can switch the department. In that case, in the database, employee database, or in the whole database, somewhere this information has to be reflected. Where that will be reflected? Should we put in the employee table itself? Not required. Okay, so it's talking about the department information. We'll go and see in the department table. So in the department table, we have columns like ID, which is again a primary key here. Department name, quite clear. It describes the name, department name, location of the department, and then department head. Every department will have somebody leading that department. So he or she is called the head of the department. So that particular person name will be there. That will again be as an, let's say, just the name of the person. However, we can store it as an ID of the person also, but that's fine. And then we have, so here the ID refers to department ID. Okay. Yeah. Now, when we are talking about two tables here, why not one? That's because if you go back to our questions and have a look clearly to the solution that it's expecting from us, it is asking not just to pull out the details of the employee who is having highest salary, but also along you should say in which department this particular person is working and who is the head of the department. If we go back to our tables, our table 1, our first table or left table, that is employee table, that has the detail like employee name, that has a detail of the employee ID also. But that ID, which is an let's say some unique key, do not say what is the name, okay, and also who is the head of the department. So those two information, if you see that you have in the department table to the right side. And so here what you see is the information is scattered across two tables, and that's why we have to join the table. So the concept in SQL is whenever your information that you are looking is scattered across multiple tables, you take help of join to join them and pull the information. If you are not aware of the join, please see the other videos to be more clear about it, and then you can continue from here. Okay. Let's see next. Okay, so we have to join. Can you quickly guess on which two columns we are going to join department and employee table? Well, you are right. That should be a department ID. So department ID in employee table is same as ID in the department table. So those two are same field and should be joined together. In department table, ID is a primary key, but in employee table, department ID is called a reference key that gives a reference to your department table. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and see the next solution. The idea here is to divide the data in the table into multiple groups. Here, each of the group will be your different department IDs. So if there are 5 departments in your organization, the whole data in the table, right? Both your employee table and your department table should be divided into 5 groups. Okay, and then you have to pull out the top salary employees from each of this group. Okay, right? Yeah, so that's the solution, and let's see how we are doing. So first, what we are doing, as I said, since our information is scattered across 2 tables, you have to join the tables. Okay, and first thing that I'm doing is I'm joining employee table with department table on department ID and ID column. Department ID in this employee table is same as the ID column in the department table. So that's the reference that should be used. Once I have joined them, what all information I need to pull out? So I need to pull out the name of the employee, department name, okay, that is there from B table, or okay. So A and B are alias. I think you are already familiar of this if you are watching this video at this point. Then department head, then salary. And also, if you remember, just joining is not sufficient, because joining will just get you all the details of all the employees. Okay, but we need somehow to flag out saying that, okay, look, only this particular employee or record has highest salary, rest all do not have. So what will be the logic for that? If somehow we can manually read, okay, this is the highest salary in the given department, flag it something called 1. Rest all you flag something called 2, 3, and so on. So then flagging you can do very easily with the help of row number. Row number is a function that basically helps you to assign a row number based on certain partition that you create. So I'm saying row number over partition by department name. Okay, order by A dot salary descending row number. So this is again an alias row underscore num. That will be a new column created in your database by the name, in your table by the name row underscore num, where what information it will be stored. So it will be storing some numeric values 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So which row will get 1, which will get 2, which will get 3? That is as per this logic, and the logic is here. So first you have to divide the data. Okay, partition the data by department name. So you have to split the data by the department name. Okay, so that if there are 5 departments, again the data will be split into 5 groups. Now within each of the group, you have to sort the data by your salary column. Okay, in what order? In descending order. So it is going to split the data into 5 groups and then sort the records within a group in descending order of the salary. And then from top to bottom, it's going to assign 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on as under column row number. So what do we know out of this? So whatever we get the result out of this query, that will be stored in this temp table called temp2. It's a temporary table. In the temporary table, you can visualize the data will be like this. You'll have these columns: name, department head, salary, and row underscore num. So other columns information you can visualize and you can guess. What about row underscore num? So this will be holding with respect to every row some number 1, 2, 3, 4. And what that will be, if a row within a department is having the highest salary, it will be 1. Rest others will be like 2, 3, and so on. Okay. Second highest will have 2, third highest will have 3, and so on. Okay. So that's what it's done. Now, given that we know the very a row with number row underscore num value 1, that represents the details of the employee with the highest salary. So all we have to do is pull out that from the the temp2 table. That's what I'm doing down the line. Select name, department head, salary from temp2 where row underscore num is equal to 1. So now in the previous table, okay, in the previous query, we had details of all the employees, irrespective of what salary they had, whether it was a high salary or lowest salary or what not. But yeah, what extra information we had some flag representing where is the highest salary. Okay, and all we had to do is pull out that information to get the solution you see on the screen. So that is all the solution, and I'm sure it's very much clear to you now. It's very simple, and always do not try to write your complex query within a single query. Try to split your problems into steps and break down into multiple subqueries. That would be always help you to visualize through your problem in a simple way and learn thoroughly out of it. I hope this was a great learning for you. See you next time. Thank you so much.